Hi guys, it's Britt from My Little Sunshines here, ready to link up again for the Golden Vlog this month, and I am so excited for the prompts this month. It's all about favorite TV shows, books, movies, and you guys already know I love to read, and I love movies and TV shows too, so this is such a fun month for prompts. The prompts are awesome. So the first question or prompt is, what are your favorite, well, it says quote your favorite line from a book, movie, or TV show. I have too many. I don't have really any from TV shows. I have too many from books, let's be honest. Anything that Albus Dumbledore says in Harry Potter, of course. Pretty much the entire book, Tuesday Loves Maury. That's like a huge quote. Lots of things from Les Mis. And a lot of things from The Little Prince. Yeah, I have so many. But I'll just share a few with you today. One of my favorite quotes from Les Mis is, "Laughter is sunshine. It chases winter from the human face." I'm a big proponent of being happy and laughing and having fun. So I just love that one. Tuesdays with Maury talks a lot about love, so one short quote from Tuesdays with Maury is, "Love wins, love always wins," which I love. Love. The whole book is just fantastic. I highly recommend you checking it out if you haven't read it already. My whole book is just marked up. I love it. One of my favorite quotes from The Little Prince, another one that I highly recommend if you haven't read it, is, "It is only with the heart that one can see rightly. What is essential is invisible to the eye." And I love that idea that, things that really matter are our personalities, our hearts, things that people can't see just by looking at us. I think that's a really important truth. And did I say, I think I already said this, anything that Albus Dumbledore says in Harry Potter, let's be real, all of those are gems. So good. So those are just a few of my favorite. And then from movies, one of my favorite movies, or at least movies that make you think, is Dead Poets Society. I adore Dead Poets Society. And so I'll share with you my two favorite quotes from that movie really fast. One is, "No matter what people tell you, words and ideas can change the world." And the other is, "We don't read and write poetry because it's cute. We read and write poetry because we are members of the human race. And the human race is filled with passion. Poetry, beauty, romance, and love, these are what we stay alive for." And I just love that the movie is such a passionate and powerful movie, and I just really love it. I love it so much. It's so good. So those are some of my favorite quotes. And let's see, the next one is, "If you could be any fictional character, who would you choose?" Easy, Hermione Granger, of course. I adore Harry Potter. I love Harry Potter so much. And Hermione is just awesome. She's just awesome. I just love her. So I'd be Hermione. Plus, I can go to Hogwarts and I'd be a witch, so that's pretty cool. This was the last movie book show that made you tear up. Well, last night I teared up during an episode of Criminal Minds. So if that doesn't tell you I'm a crier, I don't know what will. I also just finished Leaving Time last week, the new Jodi Picoult book, and I just sobbed at the end. But I cry in most of her books. So those, and movie? I can't think of a movie that last made me cry. I cry in movies all the time. I just can't think of the last one that I watched that did, so I don't know. Favorite movie, show, book? Oh geez. I love Harry Potter, of course, and I'm going with secular books here, not spiritual books, if that's okay. So Harry Potter series, I love The Lovely Bones by Alice Sebold. I've loved that one for a long time. I love The Art of Racing in the Rain by Garth Stein, I believe. That's a favorite. The Giver, I wrote a post about that one. I'm looking at my bookshelf over here, like, oh, what other ones do I love? Oh, Jane Eyre is a huge favorite of mine. Little Women. Oh, jeez. I have so many books. I'll link to my Goodreads books I recommend list. How about that? I love so many books. I had one that just came in my head and now I forgot it. What was it? I can't remember. I feel like it was a really important one too. But oh well. I know what it was. It was The Pact by Jodi Picoult and 19 Minutes by Jodi Picoult. Those are my two favorite of her books. But I love books. I really have like a list of like 50 books. And if you'd say, hey, do you have any books to recommend? What are your favorite books? I'd be like, oh, here's my huge list. So those are a handful. Favorite TV show? Lost. I love Lost. Lost forever. I also really enjoy Heroes. It got a little strange, but I like it still. The OC and Gossip Girl are probably two of my, like, you know, teen ones that I really like. Grey's Anatomy, Scandal. Yeah, I like a lot of shows. So there you go. My favorite movie. Dead Poets Society, I said. I love Inception. Kyle thinks it's crazy how much I love Inception. I'm like obsessed with that movie. I watch it all the time. So Inception. I love the Harry Potter movies, of course. I think the Hunger Games movies are really well done. One Date with Chad Hamilton is like my all-time favorite chick flick. Love it. As well as John Tucker Must Die. I really love The Giver. Perks of Being a Wallflower is also a good movie and a good book. I'm trying to think what else. I have the movie version of Rent, the musical, which I absolutely love too. Les Mis, I have that movie version. Phantom, the movie version, so good. A Walk to Remember, I love just because it's so cheesy and it came out when I was in 7th grade, so it brings me back to my younger days. I just have good memories watching with all my best girlfriends when we were, you know, like 13, 14. So there's some of my faves. I have a lot. Maybe I'll link to some below in case you haven't heard of them or something, although I'm sure you have. Worst movie show book. Oh, well, that one's easy. Twilight. I'm sorry, all you Twilight lovers, but I hate the books and I hate the movies. Oh my gosh, I've read all the books and I've seen all the movies. I have a best friend named Sarah, and we have very similar tastes in most things, and she's one of my favorite people to get together with because we will watch Twilight because, like, you know, 2% of us want to watch it because we're interested, and then the other 98% are watching it so we can mock it together. So that's really fun. Twilight's awful. I'm really sorry if you like it, but it's so awful. Ugh. I can't even think of other ones that are awful that I don't like because Twilight just takes the cake. Anyway, okay, we'll move on. Which book, movie, TV character do you most relate to? Okay, Hermione again. This is so silly. I love Hermione. She's smart, and she's fierce, and she's loyal, and she's just amazing. She's just my all-time, like, one of my all-time favorite characters. I also really love Jo from Little Women. Jo and Meg, actually. Meg's kind of annoying sometimes, but I can see myself in her. I'm kind of a mixture of Meg and Jo, I think. But they're great girls. That's all I can think of. Those are my two favorite. Favorite actor or actress? Well, let's go along with my Hermione theme. Emma Watson, of course. Emma Watson is flawless. I mean, she's just beautiful. She's so smart and so put together, and I want to be her sometimes. I love Emma Watson. I also have a major girl crush on Blake Lively. I'm not sure why, but I do. And then, of course, Jennifer Lawrence, Emma Stone, and I also love Reese Witherspoon. So those are my favorites. Actors, it's kind of hard. Growing up, I loved Josh Hartnett. He was just my favorite. Ryan Gosling, of course, is attractive, but I don't love him. Brad Pitt, I mean, that's like, you know, the usual. Oh, never mind. I just thought. Duh. Joseph Gordon-Levitt. Me and my best friend Sarah that I just talked about, we also love him a lot. 500 Days of Summer. Fantastic movie. I don't know if he's quirky, but I like him. I don't know. I have actors that I like, but none that I, love as much as I love, like, girls. That sounds really bad, but you know what I mean. I have favorite actresses, but I just have actors that I kind of like, if that makes sense. What film or book most influenced your childhood? Harry Potter. Are you sick of me saying Harry Potter yet? I could just answer like all of these apart from the worst one with Harry Potter and when we could be done. But literally, Harry Potter came out when I was about 10. I read the first book when I was in 5th grade, and I think the first and second books had come out by then. So I read the first and probably second book, like 5th and 6th grades, and then since then I have been, getting the books when they come out, going to night releases, going to movies. But it really is, it's so cheesy, but we're the Harry Potter generation, and we grew up, we were like the same age as Harry when the books started, when the books came out. And then we just kind of grew up. The last book came out when I was a senior in high school. So I was 17 and Harry was 17. And I don't know. We just grew up together. It's so cheesy, but it's so true. And I just love Harry Potter. The themes in Harry Potter, the storyline, characters, just everything really has influenced me. And I love Harry Potter. I love Harry Potter. Okay. Also, 2 other books that really influenced my life growing up are Little Women and Jane Eyre. Those are the 2 books, other than Harry Potter, that I have reread the most. I might sound like a crazy person saying this, but I read Little Women and Jane Eyre for the first time when I was probably like 8 or 9 or 10. I don't know. I was really little. I've always been an avid reader, and I've always been ahead in reading levels. So yeah, I read those 2 books growing up, and I don't know, just the themes found in them too, the stories, characters stayed with me, as well as Les Mis. I first read I grew up with Les Mis, the soundtrack, the musical, and I first read abridged versions when I was probably the same age as the other 2, 8 or 9 or 10, and then I've since read the full version multiple times, and that's just a really powerful story too. So those are the 4 books. Well, Harry Potter's a series, but the four books that I have read the most and that have really stuck with me. I should probably do a series about that. That's a good idea. Note to self: do a series about the books that have changed or influenced my life. Look forward to that. Okay, what are you currently reading or watching? Okay, oh my gosh, I'm still in Gilmore Girls, guys. I'm in season 6 of Gilmore Girls, and I kind of want to kill myself because it's such a terrible, I don't even know what's going on. Sarah, I'm mentioning Sarah a lot because she's my book and movie and TV show buddy. We text about all these things all the time. So she told me that I should just skip and read plot synopses and then watch the last episode, which I might take her up on, or which I might do, because I'm so sick of watching Gilmore Girls. I've literally been watching it for months, and I just need it to end. I'm sorry, Gilmore Girls lovers, but I just can't. Oh. Kyle and I are watching Criminal Minds together still. I think we're on season 6 of that too. It's just fun way to wind down. Current TV shows, I watch Once Upon a Time. I text my sister-in-law, which is really fun when that show's on. That just started up again a couple weeks ago. And then, The Bachelor just ended. This was the first full season of The Bachelor, Bachelorette that I've ever watched, and it was hysterical. Mostly I watched it because we watched the finale of last season with Andy, just because we were flipping through channels and we're let's see what happens, who she picks, And I really liked Prince Charming. So we really liked Chris, so we watched it this season, and I loved it. But I don't think I'll watch it next season. Bachelorette's never as good as The Bachelor, I think. I don't know. But, now that I really know, I've seen like a couple other episodes here and there. Anyway, but that just ended, as you all probably know, because The Bachelor is really popular in blogging world. Books, I just finished a handful of books, and I am waiting. I have The Glass Castle on hold at my library, so I'm waiting to get that in. And that should be coming in soon, so I'll be reading that. And I have, like another stack of books like this big to read, but we'll get there. And then the last question is, do you prefer books, movies, theater, TV shows? If you could pick one, what would it be? Books, I always pick books, hands down. Books. But I love all of them. I love movies. I love going to the movie theater and watching them and watching them at my house. I love going to the theater to see a play or a musical. I think that live emotion is so amazing. I love that. TV shows are always fun to watch, dramas, whatever. But books, I have to pick books overall. So those were the prompts, and I feel like this is going to be a really long vlog, and I am really sorry, but I just have a lot to say, apparently, because I love books and movies and TV shows. I do want to end real quick just with my favorite all-time book, since I told you earlier that, I wasn't talking about, any gospel, any church books, any spiritual books, really. My favorite book, of course, of all is the Book of Mormon, and the Bible. I love the scriptures. Of course, they are what have really influenced me the most throughout my life. The words of Christ and the prophets. So I had to add that in really quick, just so you know that those are actually after every other book, or I should say before every other book. Those are really, the scriptures are my favorite, of course, but I just had to tell you in case you got the wrong idea. And those are my favorite and what have really influenced me. So, just so you know. Thanks for watching, and this is a really long one, so if you got through it all, I am impressed. And thanks for watching, and I will be back next month with another edition of the Golden Vlog. See ya, bye.